Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Community Updates and Enlightened Hearts. We are so glad that you are here listening and viewing us this evening. I'm your host, Michelle White. This is your host, Dr. Regina Hall, and we have our special guest, Mr. Jeffrey Edwards, this evening. Woo-hoo! And we're going to be sharing some wonderful things about all the wonderful things that he does and helping the community and music and everything. But as you know, in the very beginning of our show, we do share community updates and things happening in the community. And so we have a few things. There's a summer concert series. Again, this is Wjzz Cool Tv, and you can catch us every week on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And when we open the phone lines, you can call us at 313-355-6018. And because this is WJZZ, we do a lot of jazz series things. And so we have something coming up called the Summer Concert Series. Hey, it's summertime.
Yes.
Summertime. Finally. And
it's hot.
And it's hot.
Yes,
but
it
I
is.
love it. We don't complain about it because we only get a good month
Yes.
of heat. So we
Yeah,
gotta
that's true.
enjoy it while we can.
Yeah.
Because in a minute they're gonna say it's a cold freeze coming
Yes.
through. in a minute.
We
Only
are
in
in Michigan.
We are Michigan. And so, but Recovery Park is presenting a summer concert series here in Michigan. And we know and we thank you for all the people who are listening to us around the country. But this concert series is going to be at 5470 Shane. And you can get your tickets at Eventbrite. It's Saturday, July the 22nd. We've got Larry Lee and the Backyard and the Back in the Day Band, and they are awesome. So that's Larry Lee and the Back in the Day Band on Saturday, July 22nd. And on Saturday, July 29th, we got Brandon Rose and Soul Therapy. And if you have not heard these groups, they are phenomenal. You want to get your jazz on, get your groove on, you got to come out and hear them. And then on Saturday, August the 5th, we have Tifocaz, or Trifocal. Trifocal is going to be on Saturday, August the 5th. And that's at Recovery Park at 5470 Shane. And tickets are available on Eventbrite. So just go to Eventbrite and look for Recovery Park presentations, and this is a summer jazz concert series. Also, join us on Sunday, July the 16th for the 28th Annual Michigan Jazz Festival, and it's going to be at the Wjzz Tech Center and Schoolcraft College in Livonia. That's the Vista Tech Center at the Schoolcraft College in Livonia, and it's July the 16th. That's not this Saturday, but the following Saturday for the 28th Annual Michigan Jazz Festival. It's all jazz, it's live, and it's in person with over 35 bands across 6 stages all day long, and it is absolutely free. Can we say free?
Free.
Absolutely free. Come out and hear the music. And the festival is going to feature the best Michigan jazz musicians and conveniently free parking, air-conditioned comfort. So you're going to be in air conditioned. It's on the inside. Some great food and Schoolcraft College award-winning craft beer. So it starts at noon. The jazz clinics begin at 10:30 a.m. And for more information, visit MichiganJazzFestival.org. Visit MichiganJazzFestival.org for more information. And then for another music series, we have the WJZZ Jazz Series, the premier showcase for the globally recognized and emerging artists. And on Thursday, July the 13th, 7 to 9 p.m., we have the Matt LaRusso Trio with special guest vocalist Taylor Smith. That's on Thursday, July the 13th from 7 to 9 p.m. And you can go, and these are 2-for-1 tickets. You can get 2 tickets for one price, and it doesn't say the price on here, but I believe they're $20.
I believe so.
And you can scan, you can go to
Nice.
$20. That's a McDonald's.
Yeah, really. Now it is.
That's a good deal.
Go to the Michigan Jazz Series, and you can hear the Matt LaRusso Trio with special guest Taylor Smith. And did he say Sky Covington is the host for the evening. So you watch the Sky Covington show right here on Wjzz Cool TV, and he's going to be the host. Again, that's Thursday, July the 13th from 7 to 9 p.m. And go to WJZZ's website and their Facebook page or their Instagram page. There's a scan. You can scan it. It's going to be at the Jazz Cafe, which is in the Music Hall at the Majestic Jazz Cafe on Thursday, July the 13th. So that's just our musical series things. As you all know, school is starting. It's time to register for college. Wherever you are, there are people. I work in a college. I'm a college executive, and people are, asking, is it time? Did I miss? No. Classes start for any college around August, sometime in August. So now's the time to go and register. And with affirmative action, one of the main concerns that people are having is, can I go to school? Can I still get any kind of loans or grants? Or, how am I going to go to school now with these affirmative action issues? Well, there are still a lot of government programs and programs to help you and assist you with school. You can also go to fastweb.com, and they have a lot of grants and scholarships, and that's no matter wherever you live, whatever state you're calling from. Even for those of you who are listening from out of the country that want to do online classes, there's fastweb.com, and they have a lot of grants and scholarships available for students. And then Wayne County Community College District has a Rocket to Work program. It's a district-free, it has a tuition-free skilled trades program, and it's tuition-free skilled trade programs with civil, testing, and technology, construction, CDL, trucking. So you can just call Wayne County Community College District at 313-496-2634. Again, that number is 313-496-2634 to find out more about that and many of the other educational programs that are available to you that are free. Many of them you can work while getting trained. And if you're 60 and above, the classes, at least at Wayne County Community College District, are absolutely free. Can we say free again?
Free.
Absolutely free for 60 and above. So you give them a call if you want to know more about that. Call the main number at 313-496-2600. Again, that's 313-496-2600. And last but not least, our water. Just about every day now, I'm hearing something about the water's bad here, the water's bad there. Oh, I forgot our recycling project with the furniture donation giveaway.
Yes.
But that helps when we recycle our furniture and not put it in the landfills and not mess up our water system and our environment.
Yeah.
And so on July the 15th, the Lions Club International, along with a lot of partners, Women's Life is one of the partners, and we're having a furniture and home goods donation giveaway. So if you have items to recycle, you can bring them to 16111 Woodward at the corner of Puritan in Highland Park, Michigan. Or I've even had people to mail in items to, they can mail them in. If you want to mail them in, you can give me a call at 248-238-4863, and I mean ship them in. People have shipped in clothing from Alabama that they gave away.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
we recycle things. Recycling, it saddens me when I see nice things being put out on the curb, and that does not help our environment. That does not help our water system. So these items on July the 15th are going to be given away absolutely free. You can go to Maiden House Ministries on July the 15th. We will start at 10 o'clock a.m. And if you want to volunteer, you can be there at 8 o'clock a.m. And again, that address is 16111 Woodward in Highland Park at the corner of Puritan. We're giving away furniture. We're giving away, hopefully I'll have some TVs. And we're working on getting some washing machines and dryers. But you just got to bring your truck and come and get what you want. We have people that have designer clothing, a gentleman that is a model, that models, upscales, fashions. He said, Miss White, I'm bringing you a truckload
Oh, that's
of clothing,
awesome.
men's clothing. So we'll have
Yes.
men's clothing. Come and get it. It's absolutely free. Can we say free one more time?
Free.
Free. July the 16th. July the 15th.
That's right.
So that's not this weekend, but next weekend.
Wow,
Come on
it's
out.
coming so fast.
It's coming so fast.
Yeah.
And if you want to volunteer, there are people that are looking for volunteer opportunities. And for your high school students, your grade school students, your college students, your
Yes.
medical students,
Yes.
that you can come out and volunteer some hours, whatever time you could put in. We'll be at that same location, 16111 Woodward in Highland Park, on the 14th from 12 noon to 7 p.m. Come on out. Bring your students. We will give them community service volunteer sheets on site. They can get their volunteer sheets. They don't have to wait for them. They'll get them on site. So bring your people out. More hands make lighter work. And then last but not least, call Ready Refresh to get your water filtration system. We got to stop drinking our tap water. Even the water in many states and even in our state.
Yeah.
Michigan used to be known for our waterways and how we've got all the lakes surrounding us. But now even our water is not pure to just drink it out of the tap. So Ready Refresh, you can give them a call at 248-798-0232. Again, that's 248-798-0232, and get water sent right to your home. Pure water, spring water, whatever water you want, they have it. You get the device, and it's like $30-something for over several months. Every 3 to 4 months they send it to you, and the device is kind of like a device like the Pure, but it sits. The water goes up under, so it's sleek, it's cute, it looks nice in your home.
Okay.
But again, give Ready Refresh a call at 248-798-0232. And if you want to see anything about jobs and other things, feel free to go to my Instagram page or my Facebook page at Michelle Turner White, and you can see I post things about jobs and all of that stuff every day. Michelle Turner White on Facebook. Dr. Regina, do you want to anything else that you want to share about something happening in the community?
Yeah, so just real quick, and this is going to be announced several times throughout the weeks that we're here on Wednesday. On September the 16th, Sisters Journeying Together, which is a nonprofit organization that I started, we're going to be celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child by sponsoring a Women's Empowering Girl Tea Party, and that's going to be from 12 to 3 p.m. on September the 16th. You can go to my website, sistersjourneyingtogether.org, and I invite you to join us, to collaborate with us, and again, I'll be sharing more about that by helping to make sure that we are engaging our young women. This is a mentoring program. All proceeds are for the leadership development and lifting up our girls' self-esteem. You can read more about it at sistersjourneyingtogether.org. And I'll be announcing more about this. And I don't want to take up any more time. But what I will say, and it was so good to hear you talk about that people are concerned about what went down with affirmative action. And as I gave thought to that, every Wednesday what I try to do, Jeff, is bring about something that's thought-provoking. Okay. Because we deal with the issues of the heart. And that is an issue of the heart. Dealing with the Supreme Court just wiping out affirmative action. And so, and the reason being is because we don't need to consider race anymore. And, I love what one my professor said when I was in college. He said that the one who does the damage, and we're talking about systemically, is not the one that gets to take the vote on the voice. Okay, I love that. Yeah. And what that really is saying, that the one that does the damage, and we have a systemic society. This is systemic. I get that you individually didn't have anything to do with it, but we live in a society that is still a racist society and still consider color all the time. We just need to get real about it. And so when we think about it systemically, this is the issue of the heart. I don't believe that the person or the society needs to be making decisions about what they have done to other people of color and take away, affirmative action. So we ask that you call in at 313-355-4018 as 6018 as we engage our guests and allow him to talk about the various things that he's doing in the community as well as a leader. And I invite you to give some insight and to also call and ask our special guests any questions that you may have. Thank you so much.
And even feel free to let us know some topics that you might want to talk about.
Yes.
Here on this is Community Updates and Enlightened Hearts. We are here for you. We want you to even let us know some things that you might want us to share.
Yes.
And even one person did say, I want you to talk about affirmative action. So we're talking about that. And they're trying to end reverse decades of precedented, upheld decisions over many years.
50 to be exact. 50.
It's like we're going backwards.
No, we are.
They want to end race-conscious admission programs. That affects us.
Very much so.
Very much so. So we want to talk about that again. As Dr. Hall said, feel free to give us a call at 313-355-6018.
So, Jeff, I just want to read some of your bio. So, you are author, musician, journalist, CEO, and host of Middle Ground with JLE LLC, where we treat you like family. Jeff Edwards was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. Woohoo!
What up,
East
though?
side or west side?
West side.
All right.
West
Well,
side.
I forgive
How you
you.
do that?
East side.
Okay.
I'm a west side.
It's all love.
All right.
It's all love.
We
Graduate.
didn't even do that. I just, that was east side that did that.
Oh, well, you just act just like the west sider, not the east sider.
Y'all
I'm
hilarious.
the west sider.
I know. Oh,
I
yeah.
act like the west sider.
No, you did this. You did
That
it.
was the east side.
That's what I said. And you go put up talking about west side, putting up east side symbol.
Y'all silly.
And so, graduate of Thomas M. Cooley High School in 1996, graduate of Wayne State University, Mike Ilitch School of Business with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration with a major in management degree, August of 2020. So recently, huh?
Yeah, the
Very
pandemic.
good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So he wrote and published his first book in the hashtag Musician Thoughts series, Inspiration, Keep Working, Keep Grinding, Keep Praying to Achieve Your Goals. And it was released on September of 2021. He also wrote a second book. You missed the mark, but you can find it again. March of 2022, just last year.
Yeah.
So doing quite a bit, Jeff, huh?
Yeah, I stay busy.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of being on Jeff's podcast, which is called
Middle Ground.
Yeah, and it was about family. And there was some things that were happening, and I was so apologetic, and Jeff was like, we all family.
Yeah.
I like
Yes.
that he said that's part of your slogan.
Yeah, the
that
tagline.
Yes, your tagline. I like that tagline, that we are all family.
Yeah, because I came up with the tagline where we treat you like family because I want every guest to give me that best perspective for that Yoda game last question. I always ask every guest, what advice do you have for someone trying to find a purpose? So I want you to relax to really reflect on that question.
Very good. Very good. So, Michelle, you want to ask any questions to our guests?
I do. So tell us about the mission of your podcast.
Well, God got me on this mission because I never thought I'd be doing this.
Yes.
But he wanted me to help people find their purpose by interviewing all career fields. And me being an introvert, extrovert, I don't like people, so I had to get way out of my comfort zone. Get on
Like
LinkedIn.
people, but now you got a podcast.
Yeah, I do music, all that,
Talking to
but
people.
yeah, engaging people. I'm thinking stranger danger. Like,
Stranger danger.
oh my God, I gotta connect to this person. What do you want? What you want to talk about? Like, well, I'm doing this thing, trying to help people. Like, okay, here's an episode. Oh, I want to be a part of it. It's pretty cool. Like, okay. It took a minute to get comfortable because the first time it was cool when I was doing it on Anchor. That was audio. Like, cool. I ain't got to look at nobody. Just send the link. But as stuff started progressing, I had to do video with StreamYard. And First episode, I was terrified. But, you know, Kobe, my boy, so mama mentality, get focused and still do it. Got to do the work.
All right. And how did you come up with the title Middle Ground?
Oh, I don't have none. Anybody that know me know it's either yeah or nay, so you cool or you suck. So, with middle ground, I can listen to you. So if you on some nonsense, I'm going to listen.
Oh, I
Find
like
that
that.
middle
I
ground
like
with
that.
you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so in your Middle Ground brand, you want to tell us about your brand?
The middle ground brand is eventually be a multi-billion-dollar radio broadcasting corporation. I have 3 shows now. I have a sports show. Middle Ground with JLE presents the Sports Lounge with JLE and my co-host Marte. And I have my social conversation show Saturdays at 10:30.
Now,
Middle
what
Ground.
platforms are you on?
I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Because with StreamYard, you can put the ones you want, and they go live on all of them simultaneously.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the
And
Saturday
you just got
show.
a new logo that I think I saw
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
Very nice.
Shout out to
It was nice.
my partner Regina King, short for Gina. My board of directors, Dr. Angela Neely and Minister Cynthia Mobley Howell. Great people. And the Saturday show is called Ground Floor. And that's where whatever you talk about, I want you to be honest. Be you. You ain't got to be Hollywood or nothing. So right now I've been talking about a lot of relationship type stuff because I've heard that's a big issue. But the goal, we're going to cover other stuff, social issues,
You said
politics.
you heard that that's a big issue.
Yeah. Because first episode we did was about ghosting. Have you done it or have it done to you? Okay, well, I want to do politics, want to do business.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. I guess the old school, when I came up, you would listen, they'd teach you stuff. So I guess that's been lost over the years because people might not listen to the old school. So it's been a lot of fun and engaging conversations to help people learn about the 5 love languages
Oh, that's
that
good.
people don't know about.
That's
So
very good.
because a lot of people are in relationships, but they're not really having honest conversation with each other. Like I say on my show all the time, your relationship is you both are a business, and the day-to-day operations is how y'all function in your home. Y'all need to have them conversations on who clean, who cook, how we pay the bills. But people not really having those conversations. They just assuming we're gonna be the Huxtables, and it don't work like that. Y'all gotta really have them real, put everything on the table, conversations, good, bad, and different, so y'all can work as a team the way you're
Very
supposed to.
true, and that's good advice. I find that, and both of you are married, and people have different, each person when they go into a relationship or into a marriage, they have a different picture of what they think that marriage is going to play out and look like.
Yeah.
Correct? And
Yeah.
sometimes those pictures are different. So they do. You do need to constantly engage in conversation to talk about it, so that you can line those pictures up. Because one person might have a picture of I thought it was going to be like this. Another person, no, I thought it was going to be like this.
No,
Well, a lot of
it's
50%,
challenging.
yes, 50% of marriaches end in divorce because of those pictures. I mean, that's just reality.
That's reality.
That's really
I mean,
unfortunate.
you can. I mean, I spoke about it a little bit in my second book because I'm separated now. But you can have all the conversations, but stuff can still
but
go
I like
left.
that you're still wearing your ring, because separated is still married.
Yeah.
That's right. And there's still
God had a conversation with
opportunity.
me.
That's right. And there's
No.
still opportunity for restoration.
That's true.
Yeah, the pictures are really important. And hearing you say, have you ever been ghosted? I mean, I was talking to a friend earlier today and really talking about letting the authentic us stand up. So when people do things to us, it's very difficult to allow ourselves to still shine when we have felt bruised or battered, and we want to react to situations.
People
right?
have a hard time dealing with emotional confrontation. I used to have an
Yes.
issue with it. I would write in the song, I can't stand you, want to throw rocks at you, but I wouldn't tell you that. So once I learned it ain't that scary to actually have that conversation and find a resolution. All right, let's talk about it. Let's figure it out and keep moving forward. But if you don't, because most people go talk with their homeboys, their homegirl,
Not
whoever.
with each other.
And you don't come back. So that issue is on the table still, unresolved. And you keep
Unresolved.
doing
It'll
that
come
to
out
where
after it's
you
piled
got a
up.
file of stuff, and you might leave a banana on the table. And they throw a skillet at you, like, what
Right.
the hell?
Where's
What's
this
skillet?
from?
what's wrong with you? And
Right.
it's a pile of all these issues y'all haven't found a resolution for.
Right.
That's
right.
it.
Because y'all not really talking. It's cool to go vent to someone because you need to take that time out. But y'all still got to come back and resolve the issue. So you
Right.
can file that one away and that's done. That's the part I think a lot of people don't do.
Yeah.
That is true.
So when you talk about middle ground and not having one, which is really bold, because when you think about, you can be black and white, you know, and so really, what made you want to come down that middle ground? What made you want to come down that line and say, I want to meet people where they are?
Well, I had this idea back in 2019, and I'm like, okay, I watch a lot of political shows and sports shows. Like, I can talk about stuff. I first started the show during the pandemic. I had to say out the trunk with my phone, record it, put it on YouTube,
Okay.
Facebook, and I started looking. Okay, well, what's a good name? And I couldn't think of nothing that was cool. Then I'm like, well, what is your personality? You're a yeah nigga. That's what the Bible say. Okay. So middle ground. That's where you will listen to whatever in there.
All right. You accept people how they are. That's the challenge for us sometimes.
It really is.
That's true.
Yeah, it really, really
And
is.
definitely we focus on the they did, he did, she did, they didn't say, I didn't say. You know, we focus on the
Blame.
details and the blame or the details and not the actual real issues.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you meet people representatives. And once they get comfortable, you meet the real person. And
People
hopefully,
representatives. I
Yeah.
like that. So you're meeting other personalities.
When you
of
going-
the
I mean-
individual. Okay.
when you this is what ground floor is like. Okay, if you go on a date, you try and put your best foot forward, which is cool. But in that conversation, you might hear her say she want Denzel. You want one of my favorite people, Shantae Moore. He wants Shantae Moore. So you transform like a transformer to be that, but that's not really you. So they fall into that. Y'all do y'all thing, and after a while, you're gonna get tired trying to be Denzel to Shantae. And then the real you gonna come out like, wait a minute.
The mask.
I didn't know that you nasty or you do this, you do that. And now you got to have that uncomfortable conversation like, well, I want to impress you, so I ain't really want to show you me. But if y'all do look at eventually getting married, they're going to have to see all of you.
Yeah.
Good,
yeah,
bad,
that's
and
very
different.
true. That's very,
And
very
I'm sure
true.
you run into that counseling with different people, you know, talking about relationship issues and the different pictures or the mask that people are wearing when they come together. And I love how you relate everything to an Avenger or a...
Oh, I'm a Marvel DC guy. I'm a nerd. Nerds are awesome.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I might call you a Decepticon, Autobot,
Yeah.
because some people out here ain't right.
So your books, what led you to become an author and do the books that you've done? Start with whichever one you want.
I first wrote a book in 2000 called Love Affair.
Okay.
Oh, Love Affair.
Yeah, it was a fictional story if I could play football and got an engineering degree. Had an engineering firm. I kept losing it, so I said screw it. But yeah. Don't be me. If you watch the shows, you know I'm gonna be Jeffrey. So I was interviewing my first guest, Chris Mattoon, who I met on LinkedIn. Shout out to him. And then he put me on to an author, Major Shepherd L, who got a great book, Black Bottom Bread. Need to be a movie. And I'm like, okay, both of them authors. I ain't know we had an author scene in Detroit. So I interviewed for other people, Adrian Woodland. Then I had both of them on. It'd be a dope show to have both of them on. Cool dudes. Then had a great conversation. That was the second, third episode of season 1 of Middle Ground. Where your book at, Jeff? I'm like, my book? What y'all fellas talking about? I ain't got no more books. I'm doing this. Like, nah, bro, you got a book. I'm like, oh, man, okay. So I wrote it. So I wrote the first book literally within 3 days.
Oh, wow.
That July. But
How many pages?
I think it's maybe 55.
Wow.
Okay.
But,
3 days.
but unfortunately, this path God has me on, I have to be transparent. So, in that
That's a good
book,
thing. It's a hard thing. But
yeah, because I don't like people like that. Tell all my business. So, in the book, I talked about 11th grade. I attempted suicide for a week, and put that in there because about like, man, I could write in the song. can't forget, but book forever, ever. I ain't putting this book out. So I went till September. One morning, God was like, hey, you need to figure this out and put it out here. And that's made me finally release it. And I met a guy that was out on Instagram on England. Real cool dude that does photography. And he bought my book and said it gave him a reason to keep going. And that's when I was like, okay, wow. It ain't about you. It's about the mission. Doing what this path God got you on, you got to do it. So get out of you. And it sucks to be transparent and all that, but do you, because it's people you're supposed to help.
Well, see, that's really true, right? You really do come to the realization that that what God has us here for. And let me just say this. Mm-hmm. It's really wonderful hearing you reference God and where God has brought you.
Oh, the reason I'm doing this.
Right, exactly. And that's where you give the credit and the glory to. But I did want to ask you about your title, right? You said, keep working, keep grinding, keep praying to achieve your goals. Mm-hmm. So that is a pretty long title.
Yeah. And
I'm sure it's very packed. So tell us about it.
Well, I do daily, I guess, devotionals.
Okay.
I call it. Mm-hmm. So I'm writing a book of every day I post. If you follow me on LinkedIn, on all my social media, I put whatever God has in my heart to post for that day to give somebody encouragement. Really? And I always put at the end of it, keep working, keep grinding, keep praying, #musician thoughts.
Okay.
So I just you should call this inspirational book series #musician thoughts and start with that one. Then given stuff I've been through in my situation, you may have missed the mark, but you can find again whether it's career, love, family, or anything else. Because I need to be a reference point in these books. I don't want to be.
That's true.
I can't stress this enough. I don't want to be in the book at all. But I don't want to have that. You do what I told you to do, boy. All right. I'll do it.
Well, but guess what? I have read that it says that we are overcomers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
By
That's
the
true.
blood of the Lamb.
That's true.
And the word of our testimony.
But he know who he made, man. I'm a little stubborn. Like, dude.
But nobody.
I don't want to go in that deep water right now.
But I'm sure you found that many of us, when we have to go around sharing our experiences and things that have happened, nobody likes that because it's exposure. I'm exposing myself. And we don't want to really do that. We want to keep things uncovered, or that's my little secret. Or I don't need everybody to know that this happened to me, or that happened, or this didn't happen. But it's a good thing because, as you said, it helps someone else, and we encourage other people. And from a biblical perspective, we were told to go out and make disciples, and disciples is when you go out and help teach someone what you went through. When we go through things, we're not going through it just for us. We're going through it to help somebody else if we share it.
Yeah. Well, even you saying that. So, Jeff, you kind of skirted by it really fast.
What's that?
The suicide.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We talk about it.
Well, I do. I want to talk about it because you brought yourself forward.
We need to do a station ID. You want to do it, man?
No, go ahead.
So we want to let you know that you are watching and listening to us here, right here on Wjzz Cool TV, and you can always see us every Wednesday and from 6 to 7 p.m. on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and on all streaming platforms. And you can give us a call here at 313-355-6018, and we thank you for tuning in to Community Updates and Enlightened Hearts. People often ask me, well, how do I find you? One of the easiest ways is to go to YouTube and type in Community Updates and Enlightened Hearts on WJZZ, whatever part of that title you want to put in, all of the replays are come up all of the time. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share.
Yes.
Thank you. And so you're going to tell us about your...
11th grade. What got me into music was my father died January 6, 91. And that night I played on the old school radio. We got to stop, rewind. I was playing the Wine as a Friend all night to give me comfort. So
you were playing what? The
Wine as a Friend song.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from there, I wanted to make music to do the same for others, or whatever type of emotion you're going through. So going through high school, it was kind of, I know he ain't here, but what? I don't need him. Okay, I can figure it out. But as you start dealing with life and gangs and dope dealers do try to recruit, because they see you ain't got no daddy, but I'm a nerd. I love women. Ain't none in prison, so stop talking to me, dude. My gang gets A's and B's in these books. Ain't none in that prison I want. Ain't no women gonna talk nice to me in there.
I love women and they're going to
ain't none in there.
Ain't none in there.
Sorry. Ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings.
A's and B's in these books.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to look at it. And you were how old did you say? 11?
11th grade.
11th grade.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 11th grade, smoking weed, drinking, trying not to think about like, I ain't gonna see graduate. Like, whatever. Stuff wasn't the best at home at times, so the devil start talking to you. Like, well, that wouldn't care anyway. Why don't you get that knife and go ahead and do it? So for a week, I would get it, put it in my wrist. But God will work for you where you are. And back then, Tupac Me Against the World was my album. Put it down, go play the album. After a week, I would just play the album. I wouldn't have those thoughts anymore. And since I've been saying it, I've encountered people that can relate.
Very much
or have
so.
issues. Because therapy is something you should do. I'm having a guest on this Friday show to talk about the pros of therapy, because in our community we think, something wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with having therapy.
Exactly.
Get the help you need.
And what I want to say to that, Jeff, in most communities, we kind of single out our community because we know our community.
Yeah.
But as a therapist, most people struggle with going to therapy. They'll come.
Oh, wow.
But it's a struggle to be there because we live in a society that says something's wrong with you.
Yeah, you need to get the help.
Yeah.
And call 988. That's the national number.
That is the national number.
A mental health professional will help you.
They will.
I found that in particularly in Caucasian communities, they start their children on therapy at young ages.
We do too, believe it or not. We will bring our kids in. What I'm saying is that it's still a struggle. It has a negative connotation to it. And even though they bringing in their children most of the time don't want to be there. They are there because of their parents are bringing them in. And some of them would sit there and they're not going to say 2 words to you. And some of them would sit there and
parents know the importance of having someone to talk to and share with, because sometimes your children don't want to share with their parents. And I believe, and I don't know if I was right with this, but I always wanted my son to know that I don't care if you have nobody else, you don't feel it. I wanted him to know that between your 2 parents, you can talk to one of us about anything. I don't care what it is. Feel free to share it. And then when he got a little older and had some colorful words, I was like, oh Lord, did I do the right thing?
Well,
but I was
do
there
think,
to listen.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying, because you need to talk to somebody.
Yeah, and I do think that, one, you may know the importance of it, but you have to get a child to buy into it.
Right.
I mean, that's just true. If
anybody.
you don't buy into something, guess what? You're not going to expose yourself or become vulnerable.
And even us adults, it doesn't mean that you're crazy. It's just good therapy. That's the title. Therapist.
What brings craziness is the fact that you are holding it in. That's what going to bring the craziness in actuality. But Jeff, you were sharing about the loss of your dad and. Believing that he was going to be there, we believe all our lives, right? Yeah, and just dealing with that. And when you say that you've met other people, I can imagine who have been in those same situations. And one of the key words or phrases that you said was, nobody is going to miss me. That's often said for suicide. That is a true statement that's believed. That no one is going to miss me. And I've always, wonder, I too, at one point in my life had struggled with suicide. And I always wonder, how come though we think we're not going to be missed? It's just really
the same thing. I struggled with it too at different points.
They'll be talking to you. That's all.
That's all. That's the devil
you talking that good tongue talk like,
I
don't care about you. Go do it.
Yeah.
And it's a lie. Someone does care about you.
Someone does care.
You was made for a purpose.
And we need you guys to know that today, that if you're struggling with anything, particularly suicide, someone does care. Yeah. Someone does care. And so it is a lie that we are believing. I love the way you guys said it. The devil talks to us. But not only the devil, our environment talks to us, right? I remember it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Remember the young lady was edging on the young man to kill himself.
Oh,
I remember that.
yes.
And he did.
Yeah.
And he did. So she was representation. Well, she was representative of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh, he's
just the
gonna
truth.
use whoever he can to make you do something you shouldn't
Or
do.
we will allow negative thoughts to
That's
just
it.
go around and around in our head instead of saying something positive, giving a positive affirmation. We'll just get comfortable. I can't do this. Nobody's letting. I'm not wanted. Nobody loves me, and we'll just allow those things to go around. We got to stop that, but it's a challenge.
It is.
And have someone you've got people to talk to because people do care about you. You will be missed, and you do have a purpose.
Oh yeah.
Did you say you're going to be doing something on what is your purpose or something?
No.
His podcast focus.
Your podcast folk.
Yeah, the mission statement is help people find their purpose
Helping people to find
by
their
interviewing
purpose.
all career fields.
Yes.
Well, what we haven't talked about yet before we start ending is your albums. You released 2 albums,
Yes.
correct? So tell us about your albums.
The JLE experience was my attempt, if I never make any other music, the best album I could ever make. And it's all positive. Try to create stories that can help people. So some of the stories are not my situations.
Okay, so it's called the JLE experience.
Yes.
Okay.
Then JLE World was just about the music, being a musical.
And how did you get in music?
After that night in 91, I started writing. I wrote my first song in 8th grade, 91. No, 92. That second semester, 92. And Babyface became my role model.
Okay.
Then him, Brian McKnight, R. Kelly, Joe. You know, he got issues. Pray for him. A few other people. Boys to Men, Will Downey.
She has
Not
several,
old school.
several
Old school artists of the 60s, like Sam
and
Cooke
most
now.
men.
Yeah.
How they write music.
So even in your father's absence, you found some male figures to kind of connect with and share some positive things in your life. That's good.
So what's one of your song titles that young people can connect with and you know, when they feeling down?
Man Talk on the first album is my song if I was talking to my son about life.
And you have a son?
No.
Okay, but if you were talking to, very good. Okay.
That's the concept of the song.
So it's called Man Talk.
Yep.
Very good.
And JLE World's second album, I would say One Day. That talks about if you're not judged by the color of your skin. Type song.
Okay, very fitting.
Bring one of your songs.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I want to translate. I forgot to bring both y'all's book and the CD. I have to bring it back.
Yeah, well, how fitting for where we are in the world today. Yes,
Yeah.
how fitting. So, well, tell us some more about like
what you want your legacy to be.
My legacy now, since I'm got all these different hats.
And yes, different hats.
And now I got middlegroundwithjle.com up. I'm still working to add more to it. It's to really make Middle Ground with JLE brand profitable, sponsorship, and globally to where I can do philanthropy and other stuff with it. And eventually have other people doing their own stuff with my broadcast company, where it started with me and now I might have 15 other people doing different stuff with shows.
Wonderful.
Okay, so you want to employ people as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And so you got 3 shows.
Yes.
And tell us how to find your shows, the names of your shows.
If you go to my YouTube channel, Middle Ground with JLE LLC, you can find all my shows there. All the live streams.
So go to Middle Ground
with JLE.
With JLE
LLC.
LLC. Again, let's go to Middle Ground JLE LLC.
Middle Ground with JLE
Middle
LLC.
Ground with JLE, which is your initials.
Yeah.
Yep. And subscribe to it on YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share.
You know, what I wanted to say before we wrapped up is that you've shared quite a bit of, you know, the direction you want your life to go in and being an introvert. But you also said extrovert. But you had to develop the skill of becoming an extrovert. Is that correct?
I guess I learned when I was hanging out with friends, drinking, partying, all that, that personality brings people in.
Okay.
So I don't need to drink to do it when I stopped drinking for a while. Because I was like, you don't need that to be you. you can do a drink of water. But when I'm in artist mode, I never thought I'd be telling nobody about music. Like, that's private.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's like the introvert part where, guys like, screw all that. You're going to tell the world who you are because you got stuff to do.
Okay.
It's finding that balance.
Okay, fine. And there goes middle ground again, right? Middle ground is about that balance. Well, I really appreciate, and we appreciate you coming on and sharing your life. And even just sharing even about some of your struggles with the loss of your dad, getting into drugs and alcohol. Is that right? Weed. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Gin and juice my drink back in high school.
Oh, okay.
On gin and juice.
Yep. Still keep it three-pointing up, though. Don't do it. Stay away from drugs and drinking.
That's right.
Don't do it, nobody.
So I want to ask you the question that you ask your guests at the end of
your show. Oh, that's beautiful.
Which is, what advice do you have to give about finding your purpose?
I would say ask God first, and then what do you do without really working hard to do it? Because God gave everybody one or multiple talents.
Yes.
And whatever that is, do the research on it. Go get a mentor, and then start doing it. You're going to fail, but you're going to learn from failing. So it's going to be fun failing.
So find what you enjoy to do, what you feel is your gift, because we all have at least one gift, multiple gifts.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And then start working, research it, work on it,
mentor,
and do it.
Find a mentor.
Find a mentor.
Keep tweaking as you go, because you're going to make mistakes, but you learn from it.
I love
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, Jeff, we thank you for being our guest here on Community Updates and Enlightened Hearts. And we welcome you to come back, and we want you to bring your book and bring your albums and share your stuff with us.
Oh, sure. So let me know.
Definitely. Well, Michelle said something. You said that his song, he opens up on his...
on your podcast.
Oh, yeah, Detroit Love.
Up with one of your songs.
All of them, actually. Detroit Love for Middle Ground. Man Talk for the Sports Show. And What Up Doe for Ground Floor.
And it was very good. It's just a little snippet, but it was really good. I said, I bet that's him.
Well, you know what? I said I'm going to listen to the sports because I want to see do you talk to us like you do, like Stephen A. Talk to us. I'm a Stephen A. fan.
I ain't gonna yell at you, but I'm telling you, right? My co-host, she be having some wild takes.
All right, okay, all right, that's good. All right.
Well, thank you again for coming. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yes.
Right here on Wjzz Cool TV, Enlightened Hearts and Community Updates. And again, catch us next Wednesday on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And next week, we have two guests that are going to be sharing with us about Project KidSight and Project a Diabetic Retinopathy, which both is free vision screening that's done all around the state of Michigan.
Nice.
Done around the world, but in the state of Michigan, there are free eye screenings that you can get for children and free eye screenings for adults. And they're going to be coming, sharing some of the locations that they'll be at, and they will also be out at the July the 15th recycling the furniture and home goods. Okay. So those are our guests for next week, and we welcome you to tune in right here on Wjzz Cool TV, Community Updates and Enlightened Hearts. Thank you again. See you next week.
See you next week.
Oh, good one.
That's a wrap.
Okay. Appreciate y'all having me.
All right.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Did
he say it was a wrap, Michelle?
So I don't really know.